You seem like the type of person who holds a straw with one hand while you use it. You seem like the type of person who holds a straw with one hand while you use it. You really do. You really do seem like that type of a person. Like, I'm not trying to be offensive or anything, but that's just, the way you come off. You just really do seem like the type of person who holds a straw with one hand while you use it. You seem like you do that. I don't want to come across as offensive. I want to be the person who informs you of these things so you can stop embarrassing yourself. I'm a friend, really. You seem like the type of person who holds a straw with one hand while you use it, even though you're already holding the glass. You seem like the type of person who holds a straw with one hand while you use it. You seem like the type of person who purposely scrapes their teeth on the stick of a popsicle when you eat it because you always forget it feels weird, so you just go for it and always regret it. You seem like the type of person who purposely scrapes their teeth on the stick of a popsicle when you eat it because you always forget it feels weird, so you just go for it and you always regret it. You seem like the type of person who checks to see if your bathroom mirror is a secret two-way mirror, even though you know there's a medicine cabinet attached to it and nobody can ever be in there. You seem like the type of person who checks to see. You seem like the type of person who checks to see if your bathroom mirror is a secret two-way mirror, even though you know there's a medicine cabinet attached to it and nobody could ever be in there. You know that nobody can be hiding behind your mirror because there's a very tiny box attached to it that you keep like tweezers and Q-tips and stuff in. Nobody can ever fit in there. There are no people the size of Q-tips, and yet every now and then you still check to see if maybe somebody's watching you from the other side, even though you know that they can't. Even though you remember when you checked last time. It wasn't a two-way mirror, it's just a normal mirror. But you keep checking. Why do you do that? I mean, hey, maybe you don't do that. Okay, maybe you don't do that. I'm just saying, you kinda seem like the person who does. And there's nothing wrong with that. I certainly know how anxiety goes. The brain likes to do fun, weird little things sometimes. All I'm saying is, you seem like the type of person who 199039092. You seem like the type of person who uses AI even though socially you act like you hate it. You seem like the type of person who uses AI even though socially you act like you hate it. You seem like the type of person who uses AI, maybe ChatGPT, maybe some image generation software. Whatever it is AI, and you use it, even though when you're around other people, You act like you hate it, but you still use it. Is that true? Do you actually do that? Because, like, you seem like that type of person. I don't know what it is about you. I don't know what it is. You just give off that energy. And you know, I'm here to tell you these things so that you can benefit from it. I'm not trying to be rude, okay? I'm just trying to inform you on how you come across. You seem like the type of person who watches ASMR videos without considering the risks. You seem like the type of person who scrapes their teeth on a chocolate bar, hoping it'll curl into a ribbon strip, like in that one SpongeBob episode. But honestly, that's okay. We all do that. No judgment on this one, okay? Okay, no judgment on this one. Michael, they found your location. You need to run. You seem like the type of person who prefers hard-shell tacos over burritos. You seem like the type of person who prefers hard-shell tacos over burritos. You do. You do seem like you prefer hard-shell tacos. You seem like burritos could be secondary or tertiary. Me personally, I prefer a burrito over a taco any day of the week. And you know, there are, soft shell tacos in the world, but those just, they're not the same as a burrito. It's just really not the same. You know, sometimes, depending on how you're feeling, a soft shell taco can really hit the spot. Sometimes that soft shell taco really just does a number. But most of the time, burritos are just always better. Generally, burritos are just always better. But you seem like the type of person who prefers hard shell tacos over burritos. You do. You seem like someone who actually enjoys ketchup, even though you live in a world that has mustard and you're an adult. You seem like the type of person who actually enjoys ketchup, even though you live in a world that has mustard and you're an adult. You seem like the type of person. You seem like the type of person who actually enjoys ketchup, even though you live in a world that is mustard and you're an adult. You're an adult. You're an adult. You're an adult. Bro, you're an adult. And you actually enjoy ketchup. I mean, I'm sorry if it seems like I'm accusing you of these things. I'm not trying to start beef. I'm just saying, you seem like the type of person who actually enjoys ketchup as an adult, even though mustard exists. No, man. That's just the way you seem, okay? Don't get angry with me, okay? I'm just trying to keep good vibes up in here. Me personally, I prefer mustard because I'm an adult. But I mean, whatever floats your boat. You seem like the type of person who loves relish but hates pickles. You seem like the type of person who loves relish but hates pickles. You love relish but you hate pickles. How can you love relish but hate pickles? First of all, how can anybody hate pickles? I don't know, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, pickles are amazing. And the fact that pickles are cucumbers, that's just wild. But hey, it just goes to show what salt does. So get off social media, because that salt ain't good for you. Get off social media. That salt ain't good for you. You seem like the type of person who really truly loves relish, but somehow hates pickles. You seem like the type of person who really loves relish, but hates pickles. You seem like the type of person who just relishes in relish and despises the pickle spear. And that's a shame. That's a shame. It really is. It really is. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound like... I know this probably sounds so rude, but I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just telling you how other people view you, okay? I am looking at you right now. I am seeing you, I am watching you, and I am letting you know how you come across. Because I know you don't have many friends. And I know you would like to have some friends. So I'm trying to help you get some friends. I am observing you, okay? I am studying you. Taking notes on your very existence. And I am leaving these notes in the form of a recording, in this recording right here. I left this recording someplace I knew you would find it, so that you could listen to this, so that you can understand how other people view you, and maybe you can change what you don't like, so that other people will like you. I'm just a friend. I'm just trying to help you. Because I care about you. Even though you filed that restraining order a while ago. I still care about you. And I still want to be here to help you. You seem like someone who could greatly benefit from being more aware of your surroundings. You seem like someone who could greatly benefit from being more aware of your surroundings. You seem like someone who could greatly benefit from being more aware of your surroundings. Honestly, your situational awareness is not great. Not too long ago, you heard a noise somewhere in your house, and you just kind of brushed it off. It was just me, but if it was someone who wanted to harm you, you just kind of ignored it. And to me, that's like a really big red flag. That's definitely something you're going to want to work on. Being more situationally aware, being more in tune with your surroundings. just giving things a second thought every now and then, you know? You see, well, you don't seem like someone who you actually would greatly benefit from being more aware of your surroundings. You are someone who could greatly benefit from being more aware of your surroundings. You seem like someone who tries to become more efficient, but the moment you try to get ahead of the curve, some weird sudden new environmental change makes your plan even less efficient than ever. You seem like someone who tries to become more efficient, but the moment you try to get ahead of the curve, some weird sudden new environmental change makes your plan even less efficient than ever. You seem like someone who tries to become more efficient, but the moment you try to get ahead of the curve, some weird new environmental change makes your plan even less efficient than ever. And I know how that goes. I know how that goes. I mean, frankly, that's how it is in my life too. You know, whether it's like at work, I'll see the pattern of what I'm doing and I'm thinking, hey, you know what, maybe if I can do my work this way, I'll be able to get things done more efficiently. Only for some new sudden factor to make my new, more efficient plan suddenly the least efficient thing in the world, making me work even more. When all I had to do was just stick to what I've been doing, and the work would have been done much faster. But, you know, hey, we live and we learn. We live and we learn. Yes, we do. You seem like someone who's running out of time. You seem like someone who is just a little bit too into Sigmund Freud. Let me repeat that for you, because this is like kind of an icky one. This is kind of an icky one. It's kind of a little bit gross when you think about it. You seem like the type of person who is just a little bit too into Sigmund Freud. Sigmund Freud, the psychologist, yeah. You know, he had a lot of interesting or a little bit wild ideas about human psychology. You know, most of modern psychology is based on his work. But, you know, he does have some, you know, interesting perspective, views, and takes. And, some of them, especially the weird ones, you seem like you're a little too into that. Yeah. There's really no way for me to say this without sounding like condescending or judgmental, but you, like, that's just the type of energy you give off. Like, you go around in your day-to-day life. You go to the supermarket, maybe the library, and there's just like this aura around you, following you, emanating from you. And this aura is just telling people that you are super into the weird stuff that Sigmund Freud was talking about. Like, I'm sorry that I have to be the one to give you that news. That's just how it is, though. That's just how it is. You want to know why you don't have friends? It's because you're just way too into that weird stuff. You're just way too into Sigmund Freud. Like,
I saw that psychology book that you left on the couch the other day, and yeah, I grabbed it. I've been reading through it for like the last couple of weeks, and it just seems like you're way too into this stuff. You should probably get a better hobby. I'm just saying. Nobody really likes the psychology freak, you know? Just saying. You seem like the type of person who clicks on links in random emails. Do you do that? Do you actually do that? I really hope you don't lie to me on this one. I really hope you don't lie to me on this one. But do you click on random links from random emails? Do you click on links from random emails that you don't know? You seem like the type of person who clicks on links in random emails, and that's not very safe. And I really hope you don't lie to me. I really hope that you don't lie to me. Don't lie to me on this answer. Do not lie to me on this answer. Do you click on links in random emails? Don't be lying to me. You seem like the type of person who hasn't talked to too many real people lately. You seem like the type of person who hasn't talked to too many real people lately. You know, like face-to-face conversations. You just seem like you haven't had any real social interaction in a couple of weeks. Yeah. Seem like you don't really talk to people or hang out with anybody. You never have people over. You never go out. Yeah, no. You really seem like the type of person who hasn't talked to too many real people lately. You seem like the type of person who hasn't talked to too many real people lately. You seem like the type of person who hasn't talked to too many real people lately. You seem like the type of person who hasn't talked to too many real people lately. You seem like the type of person who has not talked to too many real people lately. Matter of fact, any at all. You have not been interacting with anybody. You seem like the type of person who could benefit from not asking too many questions. -50966999. You seem like the type of person who tries to be themselves without realizing that trying to be yourself makes you not like yourself. Let me repeat that one. Try to listen a little bit closely on this one, because this is actually really important. Like, for everybody, this is really important to get a good grasp on. You seem like the type of person who tries to be themselves without realizing that trying to be yourself makes you not like yourself. If you're gonna be yourself, just be yourself. Don't make an attempt to be yourself, because you don't even know who you are. So stop trying to pretend. Stop trying to build yourself up into a
version of yourself. Because the wonderful things about you, often you yourself are not able to see. Other people see a lot of good things in you.
And maybe you just don't have the same perspective as they do. So when you try to be yourself instead of simply being yourself, you're making the attempt to force your own incomplete perspective of yourself
onto the rest of the world. And that makes you uncomfortable.
And it hinders the development of true, deep social bonds and relationships.
Trust, you are good enough. You don't have to try to be anything. Just be yourself. You know, it's okay to just stop trying. It's okay. When it comes to being yourself, you can just relax. You don't have to put on a mask. You seem like the type of person that doesn't fully understand yet that the very act of watching something changes its very nature. You seem like the type of person who doesn't fully understand yet that the very act of watching something changes its very nature. You seem like the type of person who doesn't fully understand yet that the very act of watching something changes its very nature. You seem like the type of person who doesn't fully understand yet that the very act of watching something changes its nature. You don't understand that yet, but soon you will.
You don't understand how the very act of watching something can change that thing's very nature. This is something that scientists have actually discovered, that the universe and everything that exists
in the state that it exists in at any given moment. But when consciousness and perception starts to take snapshots of that existence, the very act of watching, noticing, studying something, that changes what exists. And this is something that is far more noticeable on the subatomic structure level. You know, the very small bits and bobs that make up the smallest foundations of our universe.
That is where this phenomenon is most noticeable. When you look at a cow, well, it might stay grazing. When you're looking at a cow, it might just not even notice or not even care about your very close presence to them. Maybe at most they'll just moo and walk away
electron. The very act of your noticing of it changes its state.
You seem like the type of person who doesn't fully understand why you've been feeling different lately. You know you've been feeling different lately. I know that you know that you've been feeling different lately. I don't know why, but it seems like ever since I started this survey, this observation, you seem to have been getting a lot more stressed out and maybe even a little bit paranoid. I'm not sure what that's all about. It seems like you can't really get much sleep at night. I feel like you think something's trying to get you because, like, you keep, like, looking behind you at random times, and I'm not sure why, because nobody's back there. It definitely couldn't be me, because I'm over here. I really hope your place isn't haunted, because that would be really scary. Because that would be really scary if we had to deal with ghosts and spooky spirits and stuff like that. That'd be really scary. I hope your place isn't haunted. Anyway, coming back from that very long tangent, my point is, you seem like the type of person who doesn't fully understand why you've been feeling different lately. You seem like the type of person who should start checking behind your shower curtain before bed. You seem like the type of person who wouldn't be missed. I said you seem like the type of person who wouldn't be missed. Cause you know, you really don't have any social life to speak of. I mean, I'm sure your mental health is causing issues between your family relationships, and I'm sure the people at work, your coworkers and your boss, I'm sure that they're not that big of a fan of you to begin with. I mean, first of all, your coworkers, and second of all, your mental health is just so bad. Your mental health. You just seem like the type of person who wouldn't be missed. Oh. Another, like, really big observation that I've had of you, you really seem like the type of person who loved Digimon instead of Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, you know, like when you were growing up, like you would watch cartoons and stuff on Saturday morning and stuff. You seem like the type of person who watched Digimon instead of Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! And I really feel like that's just affecting your aura. Nobody really likes the Digimon. Nobody really likes the Digimon kid. I'm gonna be honest. Nobody really likes the Digimon kid. Okay? And you were the Digimon kid. And then you grew up from a Digimon start. I don't know, like, again, everybody's into their own thing. But like, oh wait, no, that's right. I don't think you really were into cartoons. No, you weren't. So then who am I thinking of? If it wasn't you that was really into Digimon, who am I thinking of? I'm sorry, this is kind of rude. I'm wasting your time talking about somebody else. But no, all I'm saying is, like, you give off the vibes that you really like the Digimon. That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to help you work on yourself, okay? Another, like, really big observation. You seem like the type of person who deserves what's coming.